Good evening. Coming up tonight, we'll fill you in on what's happening in and outside the Palmetto State.
Stay tuned to hear how Gamecock women's basketball did against the Benedict Tigers.
And finally, SGTV News 4's latest story about a drug-related incident at a Greek Life event for children.
We will have all that and more tonight on Monday Night Mashup.
Welcome to this week's Monday Night Mashup. I'm Elizabeth Martinez.
And I'm Jenna Falconite. Thanks for joining us tonight. Making national headlines today, the Powerball jackpot up for grabs tonight is the world's largest lottery prize ever offered.
No one took home the jackpot after Saturday night's drawing, and the pot grew yet again. It is now at $1.9 billion. Players face odds of 1 in 292.2 million. No one has won the jackpot since August, making tonight's drawing the 41st time numbers have been chosen. To claim the full prize, players must match all 5 white balls and 1 Powerball. Winners can opt for a lump sum payment of the prize or collect smaller sums annually for 29 years. The cash prize for this jackpot would come out to $929.1 million. Players who don't take home the jackpot can also win prizes up to $2 million. The drawing is scheduled for this evening at 10:59 Eastern Time. The drawings are live streamed on Powerball's website. If no one wins tonight, the next drawing will be Wednesday. Making headlines in South Carolina, early voting in the state officially ended this past Saturday.
A record number of South Carolinians cast their votes early for this year's midterm election being held tomorrow, November 8th. Approximately 440,000 South Carolinians have already voted ahead of Election Day. This number shows a major increase in early voting since the June primaries, when only about 100,000 South Carolinians cast their votes early. On Thursday, the state also set a record for the most ballots cast in one day, with nearly 55,000 ballots cast. Richland County ranked as one of the counties in the state with the highest number of early votes, with over 35,000 ballots cast. This election is a crucial one for the state as it includes governor, state school superintendent, and several other legislative, local, and congressional races. For Columbia residents who are waiting until Election Day to cast their ballots, the Comet shuttle bus will be providing free transportation to the polls tomorrow. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. throughout the state. Elizabeth, I hope all students have made a plan to vote. It's a really important election. I know I've sent in my absentee ballot already. How about you?
I have not, but I'm headed home this evening to vote tomorrow.
Sounds good.
That's all for national and local news. But SGTV sports anchor Violet Raftery has the update for all things Gamecock athletics. Violet?
Doors are set to open shortly at Colonial Life Arena for the first women's basketball game of the regular season tonight. Last week, fans got a preview of the reigning national champions. Coach Dawn Staley's team beat Benedict College with a final score of 123-32 in exhibition play on Monday. Tonight, they host East Tennessee State for an 8:30 game. Before tip-off, there will be a brief celebration in honor of the championship team. The Gamecocks will then head to Maryland later this week for a game at 6 p.m. on Friday. Fans still have plenty of time to tune in to tonight's game on the SEC network, and fans can catch Friday's matchup on ESPN2. Men's basketball will open their regular season tomorrow. They host South Carolina State at 7 p.m. And then on Friday, men's basketball will host Clemson at Colonial Life for another 7 p.m. tip-off. Along with some upcoming events, South Carolina also had a winning weekend to look back on. Gamecock football beat Vanderbilt 38-27. The win makes the Gamecocks eligible for a bowl game for the second year in a row under Coach Shane Beamer. USC has now beat Vanderbilt 14 times in a row. Carolina also scored a season-high 31 points in the first half. Earlier today, Gamecock punter Kai Kroger was named to Coast Special Ed Team's Player of the Week by the SEC. Kroger had 5 punts, with a 53.6-yard average in Saturday's game. The Gamecocks will be on the road again this weekend as they head to Florida. Their game against the Gators kicks off at 4 p.m. on the SEC Network this Saturday. Another big win of the weekend was for women's soccer. USC women's soccer team beat number 1 seeded Alabama in the final round of the SEC tournament yesterday. The victory makes the Gamecocks the 2022 SEC champions. Players Julissa Harris, Samantha Chang, Kat Berry, and Heather Hins were named to the all-tournament team. Hins was also recognized as the tournament MVP. Just hours ago, the NCAA selected the teams for their 2022 tournament. The Gamecocks will host Wake Forest at home this Saturday at 6 p.m. for the first round. They entered the tournament as the number 3 seed. Next, Nicole Smith will tell us everything we need for the weather this week.
Good evening, Gamecocks. The temperature for tonight is around 73 degrees with the winds going 3 miles per hour north, and the humidity is around 90%. So if you're thinking about straightening your hair, probably not. Now for the weather this week, it started off a little hot at 82 degrees, but it's going to cool down for Election Day tomorrow at around 71 degrees, and it's going to go between the high 60s and the low 70s throughout the week, and at night it's going to get a bit cold, so if you're thinking about going out, definitely grab a jacket, and Thursday and Friday it will rain, so definitely get an umbrella for that. That's all I have for you tonight. After the break, we'll catch you up on everything related to Gamecock television.
Next up, USC's Greek Life organizations teamed up to host a Halloween event for the children in the community. That took a dark turn. News 4 reporter CJ Rosenberger has the story.
On Tuesday, October 25th, 2022, the University of South Carolina's Department of Fraternity and Sorority Life hosted Trick or Treat with the Greeks at USC's Greek Village. USC sororities and fraternities welcomed families from Columbia for a night of candy and fun activities. Beta Theta Pi President Mark Smith says the event benefits both the attendees and the Greek organizations.
I think it's a really good way to engage the Greek community in Columbia. I think we're a really large population on campus, but sometimes we kind of make bad headlines rather than good headlines.
Despite the event's supposed charm and hospitality, controversy struck Greek Row in the following days. On October 30th, various chapter presidents began announcing to their houses that a package of Gas Heads THC gummies was distributed to a child in attendance. USCPD Deputy Chief of Police Scott Prill confirms that a third party filed a complaint and that the investigation is still ongoing. Sigma Chi President Jake Hansman is aware of what happened, but doesn't know which house was involved or what the consequences will be.
I hope it wasn't on purpose. I hope it was an honest mistake. So I guess we'll see kind of how it shakes out, and hopefully that one person gets the repercussions and not the whole community.
We've been reaching out to USC's Department of Fraternity and Sorority Life and Office of Substance Abuse Prevention and Education, but neither provided us with more information. This is a developing story. Our News 4 team will continue to update the community as it unfolds. For SGTV News 4, I'm CJ Rosenberger.
That wraps tonight's edition of Monday Night Mashup.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV News 4, I'm Elizabeth Martinez.
And I'm Jenna Falconite. Have a great night, Carolina. Forever to thee.